All right, we're at question number 7. What is the center of the circle with diameter endpoints at 5, 0, and 7, 4? Now, I'm going to let you guys know, a lot of students just assume this is the same question as the one we just came from. But look at the difference. This one is asking for the radius, and it gives us a center and a point on the circle. This is asking you for the center, and it's giving you 2 diameter endpoints. I want you to just realize the diameter of a circle is the distance across the circle that goes through the center. So if you look at this, the diameter endpoints, actually what's happening is we're getting a measurement, across the circle, the farthest measurement between 2 points, because it goes through the center. So if you look at that, class, when we're given diameter endpoints, then all we have to do is, here's our diameter endpoints right here and right here. The center is going to be the middle of those, or the midpoint. So all we got to do is find the midpoint of the diameter endpoints, and you've got your center. Now, when they give you a graph, that makes it really easy. Take a look at this first one. The endpoints are at 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, and 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you carefully take the edge of your scratch paper during a test, and you draw a nice straight line between those 2 points, then sometimes you can just find the midpoint just by looking at it visually. So if you look at this, you can see that the middle of this line is right here. And to verify that, take a look. If I go up 2 and over 1 and up 2 and over 1, that verifies that I just cut that line segment exactly in half. That means our center is going to be right here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. It's going to be at 6, 2. So our center here is at, I'll put C for center, and it's at 6, 2. Now the next one, letter B, not so easy because this one doesn't give you a graph. So you need to know how to solve this one without a graph, and that we can use the midpoint formula. So we're going to go ahead and label this just like we do for the distance formula. Let's label that x sub 1, y sub 1. And let's label this second point x sub 2, y sub 2. Our midpoint formula looks like this. The midpoint of any 2 points is equal to the coordinates x sub 1 plus x sub 2 divided by 2. And our y value is going to be, add the 2 y values together, y sub 1 plus y sub 2 divided by 2. So let's take a look here. Let's plug in what we know. X sub 1 is 3 plus x sub 2 is negative 4 divided by 2. And then y sub 1 is 0. Y sub 2 we're adding because the adding is part of our equation, plus 3, and that's divided by 2. Alright, let's simplify this. 3 plus negative 4 is just 3 minus 4, and that means we're at negative 1 over 2, and 0 plus 3 is 3, and that's 3 over 2, and I'll tell you right now, that is an acceptable answer. Now, for some reason, this is a multiple choice, and these fractions have been converted to decimals. You can go ahead and just plug those in your calculator. Negative 1 divided by 2 is negative 0.5. And 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. So there's 2 ways to show your answer. Our midpoint, I'll put a box around this because this is kind of hard to see the difference between these and your actual work. So there's a box that can show you there are our 2 possible answers for the midpoint of our diameter endpoints, which means that's the center of our circle. Alright, flip the page over. We have enough time in this video to do question number 8. Question number 8. Write the standard equation for the graphed circle. Standard equation for the graphed circle. Let's remind ourselves what that is. The standard equation for a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. I see so many students make easy mistakes on these problems because they don't have the standard form looking right at them. And it's going to be in your vocabulary on the test, so refer to that often so you don't make an easy mistake here. Now, to find the standard equation for the graph circle, all I need is my h and my k, and I need my radius. So let's find the center of our circle. It's pretty easy to do. Kind of imagine a horizontal line and a vertical line, and you'll find where those intersect right here. That's going to be the center of our circle. So the center of this circle is at 1, 2, 1, 2. So 2, 2. And there is our h and our k values. And let's find our radius. Our radius is easy. Just either go left, right, up, or down and count squares. 1, 2, 3. So that means our radius is equal to 3. Well, if our radius is 3, we don't care about just the radius. We need to find r squared. So I'm going to put r squared equals 3 squared, which is equal to 9. So now I've got the two things I need to write my equation. I've got my center and I've got my radius. Here's my equation. X minus 2. Remember your h and k, the signs get turned opposite when you put them into our equation because there's a minus sign in our equation. That will flip the sign. Then we've got plus y minus 2. Notice, class, this is always a plus. We're always adding these two binomials. The sign inside the binomial will always be the opposite of h and the opposite than the sign of k. And then that equals r squared, which is 9. Done. Let's take a look at the next one. Again, I hope if you guys are using the videos for support that you're going through the first one with me and then you're pausing and you're trying the next one on your own. If you're just watching me and copying this down, you're really probably not learning what you need to learn. Let's take a look here. We've got a center right here. My center is equal to, start from the origin, we got negative 2 and negative 1. Negative 2 and negative 1. Let's take a look at our radius. Our radius, we're going to count 1, 2. So my radius is equal to 2. That means r squared equals 2 squared, which is equal to 4. And now we can write our equation. This is going to be x. H is negative 2. Let's label that as h and k. H is negative 2. That means we're going to turn out showing positive or the opposite sign in our equation. Plus y. K is negative 1. That's going to show as positive 1 in our equation. And then r squared is equal to 4. And you just found the standard equation for those two graph circles.